What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates on Bitcoin. A lot of craziness going on. Bears and the bulls battling. We're going to take a look at both the bearish and the bullish case scenario and the numbers we need to watch to see where we may break out or get a massive rejection. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out, and let's get on with it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it. And do not forget, we're doing another Kobo Vault giveaway. It's a Kobo Vault Generation 2 hard wallet. All you got to do to enter to win is make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Take a second out, hit the like button, leave your comment down below. That'll get you entered to win. We'll pick another winner next Sunday from a random comment, from a random video throughout the week. And let's take a look at news headlines. As you guys know, I've been bearish, calling for a bigger drop. I'm still looking that way, but we will take a look at what will invalidate that. And let's get into the news to get a feel for the sentiment. Bitcoin jumps above 10,000 for the first time since June. Bitcoin price logs 2-month high above 10,000. Bitcoin price soars on a strong weekly close, putting 10.5 within reach. Gold, stimulus, and futures gap. 5 things to eye in Bitcoin this week. Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin crosses 10K for the first time in 2 months, so everybody's all about the 10K. Will it hold? Can this continue? We'll talk about it. And let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. We are at 58. We raised 3 points from yesterday. It's pretty high in the Fear and Greed Index. We are pretty high up in the greed as of now. Usually the last 2 times we had a big drop, we were at 56. We're at 58 now. And as you can see, I moved this trend line off to this wick yesterday on the monthly. We are above that on the monthly now. We have not closed up there yet, but we are definitely above it. It looks to, let me move this line a little bit. Sorry, I didn't really look at the charts before I started. But it does look like we are getting still some bearish divergence in the monthly if we don't close quite a bit higher. Let's look at, well, the monthly volume you can see really is still declining. And let's look at the weekly volume, still declining. Definitely a big move coming. Is it going to be up or is it going to be down? As you guys know, the 10.550 is the area to watch for a major rejection. I did say I would get slightly bullish up to the 10.2 to the 10.5 range with a weekly close above 97, which we had. I'm going to get this out of the way right now. We're going to look at the bullish case. We were looking at this yellow as a falling broadening wedge, and the measured move of that is 16,000. That's on the bullish side. Also, if we look at this whole thing as a massive triangle and do a measured move at where we have broken out, that could get us all the way to the 27. Now that's an extremely bullish case in my scenario. I showed you guys yesterday that chart about, if you didn't see it, look at yesterday's video about possibly not breaking the all-time high until 2024. Something to watch. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens if let's zoom in here and look on the weekly. If we were to come back down and retest this trend line, it's going to be around 9,600. I do believe we have a futures gap right around that area. If we do get support, we could continue up. But if we do break that, and that's also going to be the 8 EMA on the weekly, if we do break below that 96, we could still be looking at for a massive drop. I believe there's going to be a shakeout at some point here. Let's look at the daily. And all right, so looking at the daily here, as you guys know, we were watching this rising channel with a measured move of 69. Of course, when Bitcoin's moving like this, nobody can fathom lower lows, just like over here. So just be careful, guys. If you're interested in trading, I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. Definitely check it out. By far the best exchange, in my opinion, for Bitcoin. You can use it for trading Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, all with your Bitcoin as collateral. If you use my promo code Savy50, you'll get 50% on top of your deposit up to 1 Bitcoin or a bonus, and Savy25 will get you 25% off your fees. So anyway, these are the targets off of the break, each one of these trend lines. If we look at the daily, the volume here, guys, is still just declining massively. Now, when it does get a huge break, I think we're going to see some massive volatility depending on which way we go. Now, we are above this pink trend line. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. Of course, the EMAs look extremely bullish now, but every time we get away from that 8 EMA, we usually come back down to at least test it. And as of right now, it's around the 9750 range. But a daily close above this pink trend line, we could come up to retest this trend line up here, and that's going to be around the 11.2. If you guys remember, there is a futures gap. Whoops, let me put that target up there. There is a CME futures gap up there around 11.2 also. And that would meet up. That's if it was tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow. It'd be around the 10,177 range. I would expect at least a rejection there. And that's only if we cross the 10.550. And then I would expect a rejection there to come back down and test. And we'll look at that in a second. Let's look at the RSI. As you can see, what happened to my RSI here? Okay. But as you can see, we are, if we close up in this range, that will be bearish divergence. If we close above these closes here, which we're at 10,200. So if we close the daily up in the range where we're at now, that could be bearish divergence. But keep in mind that 11.2 up here. Coming down to retest the top of this falling channel, falling channel that we broke out of, will get us down to about 8,800. There's still a target down there. I am still looking for these lower targets, guys. So let's also, don't forget to check out my wife's webpage, inkYourImage.com. There is a link down below, along with some other affiliate links that help the channel out. There's some hard wallet links and stuff like that down there. Definitely check it out. You can put any crypto, any saying, anything you want on any of this stuff. Family pictures. It's quality stuff. It's not iron on crap or none of that. All right, so let's look at this on the daily. We were talking about this being a possible, and this is still possible. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. Still possible that this is some people are calling it a head and shoulders here, and this being a left shoulder. That does not, that just doesn't look right to me. I believe that we will still come down to this area to make a right shoulder, at least to the golden pocket zone, which is around 6150 to 6170. All that changes, guys. Like I said, if we cross this 10,550 and make it support, again, we could come up, close that gap around 11.2 and come back down. If we do get support at 10.5, then I was totally wrong, and there could be a massive bull run taking place. And if we do look at that as a head and shoulders, the left shoulder already formed. The measured move of that is around the 17,000. But if we look at the RSI, we're getting ready to peg out here. And on the daily, it looks like it's going to make bearish divergence. We could be done now with everybody thinking that we're going to come up and test this 10.5. They could front run it and just come down from here. So be aware of that. But if we do test that 10.5, I would expect at least an initial rejection, and if we are able to break it and come up to that 11.2, as you can see here, it's also the top of this channel, rising channel. But if we are not able to, let's look to it where we broke out there. If you guys look at this falling channel we had in here, it took a measured move of where we broke out, and it actually gets us up to about, it all depends on where you put this breakout. Suppose we could have went off of these wicks here and came down to this wick. Like I said, it all depends on the breakout spot. I think where we had it was pretty good. We had more touches down here. So looking at the breakout there, gets us right around 10,400. So we could get that last little push up to 10,400 in rejection. Or like I said, either way, as of right now, guys, we're making a lower high. And let's draw a trend line across these highs real quick. So I'll try to make it as accurate as I can. Let's go here. And it looks like we're only going to touch the first two. And that gets us around 10,500 would be a retest of that. A break of that, obviously. Break of that 10,500, guys. It gets extremely interesting. If you guys remember back here, let me go back into the daily. And I'm going to get all this stuff off of here real quick. And if you remember back here, nobody thought we were going to get above $6,000 range. We thought we were going to stay below that. Well, we didn't. I was the only one, not the only one, but very few people were thinking we could break that. Some people were saying we wouldn't even break it in 2019, which once we hit it, we blew right through. So keep in mind that could be what happens here at the 10.5. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's definitely a possibility. If you look at where the RSI was around that $6,000 range, it was way up here. So just so you know, even when the RSI is topped out like that, does not mean that you can't continue a bull run. As you can see, the RSI would reset in each one of these pushes straight across, and then boom, straight up. So keep that definitely in mind. But I don't know, guys. I still think there's going to be a massive shakeout before a bull run. Another one of these, in my opinion. But we did get a new stimulus package, and you know that could pump the markets. Let's see what the pre-market's doing right now. Dow is up 117 points as of right now. All right, back to the 4 hour. Let's get our stuff back on here and back into the RSI. We did a measured move off this RSI here where we broke out of this falling channel. Let's take a look at where that's at. And as of right now, we are right to where the measured move was. We could get that little push up to 10.5, like I said, and come test the top of this. If you're not in a trade now, I would suggest not getting in one until we know what's going on for sure. But as you guys know, if we're not able to break that, these remain the Fibonacci retracements. Obviously, 8,800 is a major support area, the 0.236 fib. If that does break, 7,700 is the next support. Then we have the 0.382 fib on at about 7,900, right in that range. Then of course long-term support and resistance at 7,700. I'm sorry, I don't remember what I said on this one, but it's like 8,500, 85 to 88. There's a big support and resistance area in here. And if those were to break, 71.22, which is the 0.5 fib. And of course, we have our golden pocket down here between 61.50 and 63.70. Our 5,400 target that we had forever. And that was looking at the monthly. If we go back over to the monthly, if we went straight down to retest this trend line, that would have to be a huge shakeout for that to happen now. It's possible, looking a little less likely that we're going to drop down that fast before the end of the month. That would be, what, in a couple days? So anyways, and then we have the 0.786 at 53 or 52.39. Remember, guys, we have a CME futures gap down here around the 3,500 range. Definitely still a possibility. If we zoom out and look at this as, let's take all the stuff off here and look at it like this. Actually, let's go to the weekly and do that. Rid of this. As you guys see, the EMAs are extremely bullish. Right now, they are definitely taking off. But like I said, I would expect every time we get away from this 8 EMA, we at least come back down and retest it. And that's going to be around the 9,600. Let's go back into the hourly. Again, here we are on the hourly. I was trying to play with this trend line here to kind of figure out where the actual move broke. And so far, this is what I'm looking at. I'm not too confident in these trend lines here, though. Everything is acting so strange. But that would get us up to break the 10.5. That'd get us up to about 10.6. And in all reality, even if we did get up to that 11.2, it would still be a lower high in the big picture because obviously we had our 13,860 right around that range in 2019. So even if we did get that 11.2, that would still be another lower high. Guys, I don't think it's ready to take off for this big bull run that everybody's talking about. I could be dead wrong. Make sure you do your own research, your own due diligence. We also have this support and resistance trend line here. We had a measured move of that, and I think that only got us up to, take another look at it. Don't forget to smash likes and leave your comments, guys. That got us to this point right here, which was our 10,150 range. I think I had it, if you look in a couple days back video, at 10,144. But we did correct a little bit and come back up. So this support and resistance line right here around 48.80, or I'm sorry, 94.80, 94.70 area. I would look for a bounce. If we do come back down to test this, if that breaks, then we'll probably come back down to test this trend line, which depending on how quick we get down, if we were to come straight down the next couple weeks, it'd be around the $9,000 range. Something else I wanted to look at in the 4-hour real quick, and that's the RSI. Looking at this rising broadening wedge here, gotta straighten these lines out a little bit. If in fact that is what we're looking at here, and we take a measured move, if we were to break down out of this today or tomorrow, that'd bring our RSI back down to test this bottom trend line here of this rising channel. So guys, yeah, I'm still looking for a big move down. Of course, unless we break 10,550 and get support on it, like I said, we could be looking at the 11.2. I'll try to keep you guys in the loop of what I'm seeing best I can. As you guys know, I work full time, so it's hard for me to get extra time to do anything, and it's been affecting my work trying to keep up with that. So I haven't been doing it as much lately. I will try to do as best I can, guys, and thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash the likes and leave your comments to get you entered to win the Kobo Vault Generation 2 hard wallet. Take it easy. I'm out.